Head Coach John Thompson of women's golf. Coach, you had an opening statement.
Yeah, we're ready for our 2025 fall season. We've transitioned to a little bit younger team this year. We graduated 2 seniors last year that were really important to the program, and it's fun to think about having a young team here because it brings new challenges and opportunities for a lot of players.
Questions?
Coach, with the younger team, have you guys had a chance to do team building activities at all so far this preseason?
Yeah, we have. On my side, a lot of it is just strategically trying to pair young kids up with older kids and playing. We did some little bit new this year. I saw at a golf school, we did a team blindfolded putting contest. And the big thing there was communicating with each other, trust, and then really learning, how to feel what a putt feels like. And it was neat when we were done with that to see what that was like. They did some arts and crafts stuff. They made me some that was pretty neat. So it's in my office, and it always reminds me how lucky I am to have this team.
You talked about having a younger team. Where do you feel the team stands in terms of leadership right now? And have you seen anyone step up in that role?
Yeah, Brenna Bodensteiner, I knew coming in last year she was going to be a big part of the program, and, between her and Madeline Bender, our senior, one's a little more vocal and one's a little bit more on the quiet side, but I think you need that. You need that little mix of, vocal and being able to, communicate with the team in the silent way as well.
Looking at your fall schedule, what are some meets and events you guys are looking forward to?
I think we have pretty much, I feel like 2 home games here, starting out with the Co Classic in Cedar Falls. That's a golf course I know very well. I played college golf there, and I was the assistant golf pro there, so I try to take every little bit that I know from that golf course and use it to help them. Hosting is always fun. We've got 118 players for our home event the following week at Prairie Links Golf Course, where I also am the head professional. And then, we go down to Norman, Illinois at the Illinois Wesleyan event. I tell you what, that's a good field, and you figure out kind of where you stack, and that's our first road game, so it's a good opportunity for players to bond and learn about each other and fight together. And then we go right to the tough one at St. Kate's, national contender every year. And then in a couple of weeks we'll have our conference tournament. That's a little bit of an interesting one for us right now. We're still waiting to hear our host golf course. And I really feel like it's a good learning lesson for the team. Because no matter what you do in life, you prepare, and then you get a curveball. You just got to be ready for anything. So we'll try to be positive with that.
Are there any notable strengths in your team this year that you feel you can lean on?
I tell you what, we are really long. This is one of the longest teams we've had, and from the time I started, I felt like the biggest advantage in golf is hitting the golf ball a long ways. And when we're out at the golf course and I start seeing girls hit, drives that are 240 yards, 250 yards, I say, okay, we can play golf this way. And even from a lot of our younger kids, I would say all these kids are my recruits. So really the criteria that I've had for them is, do you love the game of golf? Do you play a lot of tournaments? And then do you have a coach back home, a PGA coach? And I found that when you have athletes like that at this game, they want to go hard themselves. You don't really feel like you have to tell them what to do. They're very self-motivated, so it makes it fun and very easy for me to be around a team like this.
I know it's early in the season still, but how competitive do you feel like that ARC meet will be this season?
I think it's competitive, even, with us having a little bit of a rough tournament last year. That was by far the best fall we'd had going into that championship. And even last year, I think, 1 through 6, it's going to be a lot more competitive. I think when a couple years ago it was, is it going to be Central? Is it going to be Wartburg? Is it going to be UD? And now, with Co pushing the last couple years, I've really reminded that we got to bring our A game every opportunity we have.
All right.
All right, thanks, fellas.